it's Skyee here, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new. So today we are going to be starting our October color along, and I am so excited for this. You guys know how much I love Halloween. In fact, I'm a little bit ambitious, and I'm hoping that we can get 2 color alongs going for next month. Just because I was having a hard time choosing in between whether to do a Hannah Lynn one or a Jasmine Beckett Griffith one, both of which are my favorite. There's like tons of other coloring books that I absolutely love, so I really want to get all of my works in progress done. That way I can start some new Halloween pages soon here without feeling super guilty, because I'm just OCD and I hate having a bunch of books on my whip shelf, so the struggle. So this is going to be the Hannah Lynn one, which is going to be our main one. If I can get the Hannah Lynn one filmed in a decent amount of time and then get the Jasmine Beckett Griffith one filmed, then we'll have the 2. So that is kind of what I'm hoping for. The Hannah Lynn one is going to be our main one, so that's the one we're going to do first. So I have my swatch book and my combinations book just in case I need them. And then I did get a new case for my Prismacolor pencils. So these were on sale for a while. They are super cute. I love the pattern on this. It is quite a bit thicker than the old one, but I like how it kind of takes up less room on my desk, because my other one, it flipped open and then the sides flipped open again. So it took up quite a bit of room. I don't like that this is wider. I wish that it was taller instead, and then only like the 3, because then it would fit on my shelf perfectly with everything that I used to have on there. So I'm either going to have to adapt with this one, or I might switch my Prismas back and use this case for something else. If I do switch back, then maybe I will just use this case as an excuse to get a new type of pencils, because I have a problem. All right, so we are going to be working in Enchanted Halloween. I did put up a post for everybody on the channel to vote for the Halloween page. The Jasmine Beckett Griffith book, I put a post up for my members that are in the Moon and higher tiers, and they got to vote on which Jasmine Beckett Griffith page we color if we have time. So I am excited for that. I have kept the results secret, but of course you guys will see what page was chosen when I post the preview of it with the color along date and times and all that. And here it is, Pumpkin Patch Fairy. I was hoping this one would win, and the reasoning is because I think I have a general idea of how I want to color this page, and it's just super whimsical and cute. I kind of want to do the background the same as when we did Ghost Ship. So this was Ghost Ship here. We've got this really gorgeous whimsical background. It's super beautiful. I would love to do something similar with Pumpkin Patch Fairy. I was thinking about doing purples, but the only thing I don't like about doing anything purple that I want to put white over is the purple bleeds through and then it looks not that great. So I think we'll probably stick to blue. We might be able to get away with blue purples though, so maybe that's something we could do. I know it's the red purples. The red pigment, for some reason, always wants to bleed through the whites. I haven't found a way around that yet, and I haven't found any whites that withstand that, so trying to decide. Hopefully the light is okay. I don't really want to pull out my ring light because I feel like it washes out the colors and then they don't look good, but I also don't want it to be too dim where you guys can't see anything either, so kind of on the fence about that. I mean, the camera's picking up the designs on my nails quite well, so I think we'll be okay for a little bit. If it gets too dim, then I will grab my ring light. So let's go ahead and zoom in here. I do know that come winter, we'll be using the ring light a lot more because the sunlight in the winter is just not the greatest. All right, I'm not really too sure of colors. I think I kind of want to start on the sky just because that's the only one I kind of know for sure. And then the pumpkins I'm slightly on the fence about as well. And then same with her outfit. I don't really quite know what I want to do with that yet. So yeah, let's start with the sky because I think that will be the best, and that will take up like a huge chunk of the coloring process as well. So we'll probably spend this entire part doing the sky. So I'm just going to grab some colors and I'll meet you back. All right, so here is my color combination book. which by the way, I do still plan on doing a video on. I just haven't finished putting in any of my updated color swatches in here yet. So I want to do that first before I go through and show you guys. So this is like very similar to the one we did with Ghost Ship. I decided I want to do it a little bit different. So I'm going to go with this one instead. I don't want to use the black cherry because again, this is kind of like a redder purple. So there's a chance that the stars might end up bleeding through a little bit. And I don't want that. I want them to be a really nice white. So I'm changing that with the dark umber. And then I'm also adding the cobalt turquoise, pale sage, and gray green light. I don't know whether we'll use all of those. You guys will know for sure which colors we use because as always, they'll have been listed in the beginning of the video. Before we dive in here, I just want to put in a disclaimer that in order to save time and to bring you guys more content, I don't go through and edit the entirety of the videos. I do a little bit of editing at the beginnings, the ends, and any timestamps that I've written down to just edit something out. So from here on out, the edits will be very minimal or not at all. So there's going to be pauses, maybe brief, me trying to figure out what words to use or what to say kind of thing. So that's just a thing here. I'm just going to say that now. All right, and with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on in. I do have a couple pieces of paper in behind this page just to protect the work behind it, and I think I'm going to put my pencil case here. Hopefully that's okay. Just to kind of keep the book pages from coming over, so we have more of the area in frame that we need. I think we almost have everything in frame. I think this is okay for now though. All right, I'm just gonna take another quick peek at Ghost Ship here, just for some inspiration, because things are quite a bit different in this page. We have this big fluffy cloud in behind her here. She's the main focus. She's on this little pumpkin with these gourds and other little things, a little cat and a little mouse, super cute. Whereas this page, we've got like a lot of clouds, a huge moon. So it's going to be a little bit different. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start in with the Untitled Blue. And I think as long as we stick to the sky and then do the cloud after, we should be okay where we are for frame-wise. Okay, so with the Untitled Blue, actually, you guys, I think I'm going to change my plan here because I'm thinking this is going to take a long time to color in pencil. So I think I'm going to do a marker base. Okay, so I'm just going to start with a marker base. This is completely optional. You don't have to do this. You also don't have to use marker. You could use like a watercolor or anything like that. I just like to use a marker base on some images just because it's easier than trying to blend and burnish throughout the entire page. And I really want to focus to the details of this page rather than work on blending and making sure our page is burnished. So if you don't have anything to base your page with, that's totally fine. Like I said, it's completely optional. You'll just do a few more layers. And mostly what I do is I go through the same amount of layers, but then my lightest color, I'll usually use that to burnish. Or what you can do is also use a blender pencil. That is totally fine as well. So I'm just going to flip to my marker page here. Okay, I'm going to grab my 68. And I think I'm going to use this to base pretty much everything. I don't know why this is looking so streaky. All right, so these were the colors I used. I used 68 from the, I think it's the 80 set of the Ohuhu bullet nib and broad nib markers. And then I used E280 sand white and B220 pale grayish blue. The sand white for the moon and then the pale grayish blue for the clouds. So this is just going to make the layering process a little bit easier. More so the burnishing process, because our layers will probably be pretty much the exact same as if we hadn't based it. This just makes it a little bit easier to make sure that there's no little bits of white poking through. So now we're going to go ahead and start with the in and thrown blue, and for now I'm going to focus this up towards the corners. And as I've mentioned lots before, I do have a bad habit of making things too dark. So I don't think I'm going to bring this out too far. Kind of want like this curvy circular type thing going on. And we do have the moon right here too, and we're going to want a glow around that. So we'll have to keep that in mind as well. I'm going to leave this about here, and I'm just going to fade it out as light and soft as I can. I think let's make it a little bit darker kind of behind the cloud as well, so the cloud really stands out. So I'm going to add a little bit of the in and thrown blue just kind of around this area here. And then again, I'm just going to softly fade this out. Maybe add a little bit right here. Okay, coming in on this side, we're going to do the same things. Another reason that it'll be nice to get the sky done is because it's kind of closer to the spine of the book, which I hate working in that area, so it's nice to just have it over with, and then we don't have to worry about it anymore, because it does not like to sit flat completely, these Amazon books, unfortunately. I do think I have the artist edition of the Halloween book, I think, but I don't like coloring in those because Hannah sent me them for work. And even though I have filmed flip-throughs in them, I like to keep them clean just in case there's anything that pops up that I might need to use them for. That, and because since the paper is so different, I feel like it wouldn't really be fair to use those as a color along. Although I do want to color in the Best of Hannah Lynn book. I still haven't touched that one. That's the one that has, I think, 10 or 11 exclusive pages that higher tiered Kickstarter backers were able to choose their own concept kind of thing. Yeah, I think that's the best I'm getting this. I don't know why, but coloring on this side is a lot more awkward than coloring on that side. Let's see if I can soften this up a little bit more. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, let's just leave that alone for a little bit before I wreck it. Okay, so we'll come up here. We're gonna add a little bit of color here. I'm thinking for her wings anyways, I'm thinking kind of like monarch styled, even though like her arm gloves, whatever you call them, I don't know what those are called, but her sweater, we'll call it a sweater because I don't know what it is. Her sweater gives me ladybug vibes, but I definitely don't want red on this page. Not a fan of red. I don't know why, but red just, it's such a bold color that it just distracts from everything, and it doesn't always go with everything, and it's just my nemesis, so I usually avoid it. But I think it would be pretty cool to have her kind of like a monarch, so more of like oranges. I'm thinking like maybe gold. Some metallic gold would be pretty cool. So we'll have to see how that goes. I have to kind of base her outfit on that too, I would think. Which might be cute, because if we did use like a metallic watercolor, we could always go over these little black dots and have this part orange and then the dots like a metallic gold, but I don't know if that'd be too much or not. Especially because the pumpkin will probably be orange, so I'm not sure. I think I'll probably leave her clothes for closer to the end because they're definitely going to be based off of what everything colored around her is. So I'm just going to keep going into these areas and just adding a little bit to layer up. Still going to want lots and lots of layers. Especially with this paper. A nice sharp pencil definitely helps as well, and then little tiny circles. Definitely, if you have your pencil this sharp, use a lighter pressure, because otherwise you will probably end up taking some of the tooth down. We don't want to do that quite yet, because I think I want to add the dark umber. So I do want to darken this area up a little bit, just to kind of get a general idea of what it's going to look like, because then I'll hopefully have an idea of how far to bring the dark umber. Kind of doing the same thing here. I don't want to pull this out any farther than I have. But I just want to build up that deep color. All right, let's come in with the dark umber. So this I'm just going to use for like the darkest of areas. So I'm going to put a fair amount back behind here, I think, and then we'll fade it out right about here. So I will pull the Indian Throne blue up a little ways. Over there, because otherwise I'm just going to be covering it the entire time, because this is kind of an awkward area to color. One of the other reasons I thought it would be really good to work on the sky first is because that, even though it is not the main focus, of course she is, but it's going to be a really pretty, and that is going to give me motivation to start this page and never stop until it's finished. Although I have to because I work tomorrow. But then I have 2 days off, and I'm hoping within those 2 days I can get the rest of this filmed and then start on the jasmine one. Which I'm still torn on doing the jasmine one in Prismas, or kind of leaning towards the Derwent Inktense. My friend said maybe use both, so maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I feel like maybe an Inktense base might be good, because I love Jasmine's books, but I struggle with the paper. It is so beautiful and the pencils show up so bold, but it takes a long time to get there. I feel like I ride the struggle bus the whole way. Okay, this isn't too bad. One thing I'm not really liking is this kind of rainbow effect here. We definitely need to get rid of that as we go, but so far it looks really good. I'm happy with the darker parts, so I'm gonna go back over with the In and Thrown Blue. I'm gonna slowly layer and build up the pressure here because I want to keep this really dark. So even though I base this with marker, I'm still gonna have to put some extra layers in on these darker areas because I chose a really, really light marker. And if I don't burnish the paper, then we're gonna see that really light color kind of poking out through the darker colors, and we don't want that. I'm gonna figure out where we wanna bring this up to at least. I'm thinking at least about here. I'm just going to keep gradually increasing my pressure and work towards layering these colors a little bit and darkening up the blue. Brush. Let's bring it up a little bit further on this side here. All right, I think that looks good. So we're going to come in on this area. How's our lighting actually? I'm going to pull it down here because it's not the best. Can you see? Yeah, I think this is okay. The only part you can't see is just like down here, but I think we're pretty much done with that spot, so this should be fine. The lighting's actually not that bad. It's just, I have a desk. Of course I have a desk, but that's not what I meant. I have a shelf right above my desk. So where the window is, the shelf kind of casts a shadow from the light, which really sucks. But I need the shelf there because that's how we got rid of our shaky camera problem with the cats jumping all over the place. Well, actually first it was coloring. I had it attached to my desk is what it was. And then the coloring motion kept shaking the camera. And then I got like a little flimsy shelf above my desk and the cats would jump on it and that would cause the camera to go shaking. So now I have a sturdy shelf above my desk and it blocks my sunlight. But at least it's not going to make people sick. So I know that camera shaking motion was not fun to watch. start fading this color out a little bit. I think I'm just gonna work on this side for now. I think is what I want to do, because I don't want the two sides to look the exact same. I don't want them to be symmetrical. So I think this side will be a little bit darker anyways. Let's see, I brought in the cobalt turquoise along with the peacock blue. I don't really know which one I'm gonna want though. I think let's stick with the peacock blue for now. We'll throw in the cobalt turquoise if we need it. So I'm gonna sharpen this guy. So this is a little bit of a softer blue, so I'm gonna bring it in kind of over top of our Indanthrone blue and the dark umber a bit here. This is helping get rid of the remaining white spots, or at least a good portion of them. Don't quite know how far I want to bring this out. I think I want it to be pretty dark right here. So I'm just going to keep building up this layer here, working into both of the darker areas, and then let's start fading that out just in case we don't want to bring it out too far. Darken it a bit down here. Okay, let's take our gray-green light. Just gonna lightly pop this around the edge of the moon and fade it out. You can hardly see it, but it's there. I forgot to separate my stuff. So we've used dark umber, Indanthrone blue. We've used the peacock blue. We haven't used cobalt turquoise. We just used gray-green light. Now we're going to use pale sage. And this one needs to get sharpened too. Oh, and it broke. Come on now, don't do this to me. This is one of those pencils that has a split right up the side, so it doesn't like to sharpen very good. Just just gonna pop this kind of around where we faded off with the gray-green light here, just so this is a little bit more of a noticeable color. Okay, our light green is next. Alright, and then we have the aquamarine. So again, I'm going to sharpen this. Actually, let's go back in with our Peacock Blue first and kind of get this ready to fade off because we're going to fade into the aquamarine anyways. So I'm just going to darken up this area here. This is the cobalt turquoise. I picked up the wrong color. Okay, that's okay. Peacock Blue. I'm just going to go over the cobalt turquoise and hopefully it won't be noticeable because I actually don't like that color there. I was wondering why it looked so funny. Okay, I want to kind of get rid of this edge here, actually. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit here, but then taper it off up here. I think that looks okay. I'm going to make sure I have a nice fade to fade into the aquamarine. And then we're going to switch to that. Lightly go over this entire area here with the aquamarine. We have the light green kind of around here, so that will help blend those two in together. Work on some areas down here that are still kind of showing the white. I'm debating burnishing this with a blender pencil anyways. I forgot how bad the paper is in this book. I like have a love-hate relationship with it right now. I'm not loving it. Which is kind of funny because I remember preferring the paper in the Halloween book. So I don't know, maybe it's me that's just slightly off today. Lots and lots of layers. All right, let's go in with our light green now. I think what we'll do to get that glowy sky effect is the light green is going to be the one we're going to go over everything with. So I'm just going to start in here with a medium pressure. This will lighten it up a little bit, unfortunately, but I think it's what we need. Use my sweater to get rid of some of the wax buildup, which only do that if you don't love the sweater you're wearing. Mine's pretty dark, so you can hardly see it. Sometimes it washes off, sometimes it doesn't. Clean the tip of my pencil off here and get rid of these pencil dusts from burnishing the darker areas. Otherwise they're going to smudge like this one did here, but that's okay because we can put a star over it. Okay, I'm going to bring this up quite close to the moon and just kind of fade this out. And then we're going to switch to the light green. I'm going to go in pretty firmly and just blend this right out. Pages that I have in behind keep slipping down. I think this doesn't look too bad, but I don't know, this spot right here is bothering me. I'm gonna erase this a little bit, just lightly. And I'm gonna go in with the light green. I'm just going to bring the light green kind of through here. I think that's a little bit better. So we've used everything except cobalt turquoise so far. I'm going to grab my Posca pen. So I've got the Uniposca. This is a 0.7 millimeter and just a white one. We're going to add in some stars. I'm going to try and do some shooting stars too, maybe. Nope, don't like that. I'm going to do like just little clusters of stars just around for the most part, and then just some like random little ones here and there. I think I like that. Just gonna make some of these stars a little bit bigger. Okay, let's leave it like that for now. So that gives us a little bit of a general idea of what this is going to look like. So then on this side, I think we left off with the dark umber. So then we're just going to go back over with our in and thrown blue. And this side I want to be quite a bit darker, so I think I kind of want to bring the indigo blue, in and thrown blue all the way down here. I'm just going to create a little bit like of a harsh line against here. Just build up that color a bit. I don't know how far I want to take it out, so I'm going to keep it fairly thin for now. Slowly build up the color in the shadows here. still slowly and gradually darkening this up. I'm going to slightly fade it into kind of like around here. Let's see where we're at for time. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm gonna speed the marker part up, but we're already at an hour. I don't know how long it took me to do the marker part, so I think this part might just be the sky. This is taking longer than I thought it would. Then again, I do want the sky to be perfect, so there's tons of layering going on. More than I would probably normally do on a page, so let's go in with the Peacock Blue now. So same as on the other side, I'm gonna bring the Peacock Blue over the shadows as well. I'm not gonna go too hard this time though, because I do know that we're gonna be going over everything with the light green now, so I'm just gonna kind of leave it a little bit unburnished. That way the light green can hit it a little bit there. And then around here, we're gonna start darkening up the pressure and the color. Darkening up the color, deepening up the pressure is what I'm trying to say. I'm also wondering what to do for hair color for her. I'm kind of thinking brown, but I'm not sure. Blonde might be cute too, depending on what color pumpkin we go with. So many options. I'm very bad at making decisions. And one of these days, I really should just kind of like half-ass digitally color a page. That way I have a general idea what I'm going to do when I start, so I'm not so indecisive. I wonder if you guys would prefer that or no. Maybe it's entertaining, I'm not sure. I want to try and close the circle thing we've got going on here, so I'm just going to go in. I'm still using a fairly light pressure, kind of like a light medium pressure here. But I just want to color this area in. Not worried about burnishing it, because again, we're going to go over with the light green and burnish everything, but definitely want this to be fairly dark here. And then we got to start fading it out. I'm okay with kind of having that moon effect. That's totally fine. But I think the issue that I got to over here was that we had like this kind of wonky thing, whereas the moon effect needs to be kind of, it does kind of need to be even. So our moon effect here should actually be more along with the line of the moon here. It's not that important way back here. We'll probably actually end up darkening this up quite a bit up to here and just having the moon, the light area, I think is what I'm gonna do. Just because I think that would make more sense, and then our stars will be way more noticeable on the darker areas, so it'll be beneficial in that way too. And actually, speaking of, let's just go ahead and we'll grab our pale sage. And I'm just gonna lightly put this down here, kind of following along the outside of the moon, leaving a little bit of a an area here uncolored. And then we'll fade that out. We'll grab our light green. This I think we'll bring to maybe like about here, but that's probably about as far as I would go. Yeah, so I want them to kind of match. So this is going to be dark going up quite a ways. And I do really like that peacock blue color, so maybe let's just keep bringing this forward then. Maybe to about here. We'll fade it out. Again, kind of keeping in mind that moon shape. I'm going to sharpen this up a little bit, that might help. I think that's okay there. Let's maybe just, my edge for this is not the best. I want to make that look a little bit better. Just really lightly there. Still not the best, but it's a little bit better. It's really hard around the edge of the book. That's okay, because we're going to go over it with the aquamarine anyways. Just going to lightly keep bringing this out. Really, really, really light around the light green. Okay, from here we can add a little bit of this color in the shadows. Don't want to go too much because it's already pretty burnished down here, so I'll just focus it in around where it's not quite so burnished. Mostly want to kind of blend it into the peacock blue. don't think I want to bring this out too much more, but I will layer it out a little bit. Just to give a little bit of a darker version of the light green, I think. Okay, which is our next color. So grab the light green. First thing I'm going to do is just go over everything like we did last time. Just using circles to go over it all. Clean up my pencil, get rid of any of these darker marks here. And then we'll just continue. Let's actually sharpen this guy. Okay, we'll fade it in towards here. And then we'll grab our gray-green light. And then again, with a pretty heavy hand, you're just going to start blocking that in there. All right, there we go. And now we can add our stars. What's up, bud?
Supper's done.
Okay, I'll be right there. And just in time, Irene just finished cooking supper.
Yeah, you want to watch a show what we eat?
Need like a couple bigger stars up in the corner here, I think. really like that one there. Maybe keep this one. I wonder if some little bats might be cute in here. The only thing is I'd probably want them in on this side. Maybe let's do that. Maybe that's what she's looking at, is some bats. So I'm going to grab a black Posca pen and just freehand this in here. I'm going to make them pretty little. So I'm just going to start with like almost like a little bird thing. I'm going to bring the bottom of the rings down a little ways, and then I'm just going to create these little things and then fill them in. Let's maybe do like a bigger one here. And then let's do a little one here. It's because they're usually better in threes. Oh, I like that. That looks super cute. All right, I think I like the stars for the most part. I'm just going to make a couple bigger ones. Just kind of like randomly here and there. That way they don't all look the same size. Makes them look more realistic. Have some closer together, some just completely by themselves. Down here they're all kind of small, so they look kind of funny. That looks a little bit better. Yep, I like that. And I think that's going to be it for part one. So the next part we'll definitely do the cloud and the moon. And we'll see where that leaves us, and then we can kind of go from there with what else we can do. I can't remember how many Fridays we have. Only 4, but I will throw in an extra video if we do need 5 parts for this, because I do want to take my time on this one. Anyways, that's it for the first part. Hopefully you guys are enjoying so far, and hopefully I will see you guys in part 2. As always, take care, thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you next time. Alright guys, bye!